Good evening, everyone. This is the Screen Speed Winter Cup first round here at Oulton Park. My name is Jamie Jessica Martin, and I will be your commentator for this wonderful event. Of course, a continuation of the amazing work that Screen Speed has done over the past year. Brand new year, of course, 2024. Some of the same faces, some of the same drivers, but also some new ones, nonetheless, from sim racing and from afar. Of course, I want to give a shout out to everyone that's involved, one of our brand new broadcasters, aka Esports, for all the hard work that they're doing for us for this wonderful broadcast, and of course to the usual faces in the back end of Race Control, Sophia Ronwin and Yvonne Hufelar. So with this race so far, of course, we've got a number of drivers up to 22 for this race. Specifically, Oulton Park is an iconic one. It's one of the jewels of British motorsports. Of course, we're running around the international circuit so far, and you know the track from Little Butterworth, Cheshire, really is something special. You're gonna have some key moments here, massive overtaking options, mostly at turn 5, right at the end of the island, and also going through places like Hislops at turn 11 and Corner Lodge at turn 16. So far, weather-wise, looks relatively warm actually for the UK compared to what it is right now here outside these very windows that I'm looking out of. But it's 19 degrees Celsius with a humidity of about 14%, 18 kilometers an hour wind speed for this first race. So as you can see, of course, we're heading into qualifying ever so soon. A number of, like I said, different drivers involved. Some that we have seen, some that we haven't. We're on board, of course, with Bianca Constantinou from Romania. Young star right here. If you're talking about anyone that runs incredibly fast and is so incredibly well versed for a young driver, it is Bianca. Bianca is in her teenage years, easily one of the youngest drivers on the grid. Has been absolutely rapid wherever she goes. Of course, she's competed in multiple series, not including Screen to Speed, but of course, series like a lot of the series run by Arrow Broadcast Network, ABN. They, of course, run a lot of the iRacing, IRO, the Champcast series, and they've had quite a lot and Ia's had quite a lot of success there. Sarah Dove, of course, once again a returner, someone who won a few races in the previous events, the 177. We're looking on board with the UST cut machine, of course, of United Sim Team. So that's someone that potentially could be an interesting component to this battle right here. And all there's a spin here from Kimberly Freeburn in the number 77. Keep an eye on what's going on there. Jackie Matthews in the 67 right now, running, I'd say, just pretty cleanly. Of course, this is coming down lakeside into the island bend here to turn 4, where you get this sudden kick to the left, and then you've got this massive hairpin here on the right, turn 5, known as the Shell Oars corner. And up we go, of course, through here, and we're looking at Tiffany Toledano, number 13, a new racer for Tiffany. Absolutely a new driver for Tiffany. Of course, we're on board at the moment, and we are looking at a lap around this track. Of course, we're going through turn 1, Old Hall Corner, heading down the avenue here into Denton through turn 2. This sudden turn here into Cascades at turn 3. As we go round Lakeside in this Toyota GR86, popular road car, but definitely a nice car to run. As we go through Island Bend, Shell Oil Corner now at turn 5. It's massive hairpin. You have to really hit the brakes early here and feel the car come around and accelerate well coming out of here. It's critical you get a good acceleration out the corner, otherwise you're kind of stuck in no man's land. And here's 7, 8, and 9 at Britain's. These tyre barriers on this game, absolutely devastating. They can cause a lot of problems if you're not careful, so make sure that you stay away from them. So far, though, looks like a pretty decent lap for Tiffany Toledano. Now, of course, we're heading into Hislops. That's 10 and 11. And just keeping it together, throwing it around there through Knickerbrook to turn 12. Go up underneath the other tyres bridge. If through Clay Hill and through past the water tower. Not quite visible from here. Through Druids, one of the more notable corners here. And right now we're heading through Warwick Bridge, heading into the final corner of this wonderful peak circuit. Lodge Corner P16. And of course, going through Deer Leap at the end of this, the slight left-hander to cross the line. It is honestly a brilliant track to go around, and you're going to see a lot of excitement here. We're just going to obviously keep an eye on some of the other names. Of course, mixture of names we've seen before. Callie Height, though, not one of them. Callie, of course, is relatively new to this series, but not necessarily to Screen to Speed. For those that don't know, she competed, of course, at Screen to Speed Las Vegas around the same time last year, and had a finals appearance after winning 1 of the 2 heat rounds. A genuinely incredibly pacey driver from the UK, and is someone you might want to keep an eye on to have a really good race. Of course, so far, best lap of qualifying so far was her last, the 1:52.859. We'll see if she improves. She does not look like an improvement here for Callie Height. Sarah Dove is now into second in the UST machine. Went a little bit wide there coming out of turn 1. So possibly might have compromised her lap. Can't really see very much. Bianca Constantinou has gone first. Now a 1:58.99. I was going to mention the driver that was originally in first a moment ago, but Bianca, once again, I said this earlier, she's fast. She is incredibly young, incredibly fast, and she's only 3 tenths away from ahead, which is a really amazing amount of time to find in this track. Nina Hahn, of course, German driver, 21. You might know Nina if you've at all been involved with or have seen a lot around the Racing Pride events they did last year, specifically to get some test sessions in some of the electric ERA cars at Zolder. She actually got a test drive there, and she's one of the figures that potentially could be an interesting competitor, especially seeing her pace. But we're just looking at Bianca Constantinou right now, heading down towards Hislops. This just massive decrease in space, and just this sudden attack of the tyre barrels. Of course, Brew de Silva, one of the dog box racing drivers driving today. Brew, of course, has raced a few times in some of the other series, including the Summer Cup. So keep an eye on her. She absolutely has had a strong run over this period of time. Could be someone that could break into the top bunch. And certainly showing at the moment, currently sitting P6 in the top half of the grid. Just heading out of Druids, down past the Warwick Bridge, heading into the final turn. Of course, her best lap was not her last lap. She was just a bit shy of her best, only 800ths on the last lap. Is she going to improve? She does not. Unfortunately, not there. Still a couple of temps off. This is Taylor Francis right here, a new introduction to this series as well. I don't know very much personally about Taylor, but it does look like she has got some pace here. But we'll see what she's doing. She's just building herself up here, coming out underneath the Oulton Bridge at Watertower, heading in towards Clay Hill. And Elise Riot, of course, a consistent racer, one of the drivers for Cake Racing. Annalise has been someone that we have also seen in this series before, has run in the Summer Cup, so potentially someone that knows the ropes just as much as some of the others. Could potentially be an interesting figure to add to this, but right now she is just around 14th, so she does have a little bit of work to do to see if she can break into the top half of the field. And this is really kind of coming to the end of qualifying, so we absolutely cannot take for granted what these laps and these final laps will mean to these drivers. Kimberly Freeburn, though, has to set a lap here. She is sitting at the back here, not yet set an active lap, Kimberly really needs something out of this in the 77. Keep seeing what's happening here, of course, coming out of Hislop through Knickerbrook. And just heading up the hill now towards Clay Hill, underneath the bridge. Looks like Brew de Silva has... Olivia Haywood has made stepped up into P6 past Brew de Silva. And this is Micah Plough, a consistent driver within Screen to Speed events, someone we've seen plenty of times before. Is she going to set a faster lap? Does not look like it. And that looks to be the end of Micah Plough's qualifying. So with that all said and done, we have got a good grid going up here. Not everyone was able to set a lap, so we're going to have a few people at the back deciding who wants to go from where. But this Oulton Park circuit is going to provide a lot of good times. Well, here we go. We've got the grid. Bianca Constantinou will start the way after a pole lap of 150.899, followed up by Nina Hahn. Tiffany Toledano is in P3, with Sarah Dove starting P4. Mariana Bailey starting P5, while Olivia Haywood starts P6. Brew de Silva, P7, Kelly Haight, P8. Victoria Mello will start P9, with Jackie Matthews in P10 on the same row. Jana Schiefer is in P11, and Michael Plough is in P12. Moving on to the rest of the grid, Mariah Late is in P13, with Annalise Riot joining P14. Eliza Severe will be joined by Chi Kuba in P15 and P16. Jenna Hahn will be in P17, Taylor Francis in P18. Maren Edwards was the last of the drivers to set a time in P19, with Garner Adams in P20. And finalising the back of the grid, Kimberly Freeburn and Jane Astra. As we are setting up here, we're going to watch and see as these drivers start to get together, and this is where it's going to be interesting. As the heat is going to get underway, watch for some, especially at the start, watch for how these cars will go into Old Hall Corner. This is it's a wide corner in the grand scheme of things, but it also is very tight when everyone is around each other, bunched up. These GR86s are going to be close together. So make sure that everyone stays out the way. We're getting ready, and it's go here in Heat 1. Bianca Constantinou gets a fantastic start, but it looks like Tiffany Toledano has got a good start as well. Clean stuff here from the drivers so far, going round turn 1. Looks like everyone's staying out of the way. Nina Hahn is just keeping it together, but Toledano is battling away in the background there with Mariana Bale. Really good stuff so far between these drivers. Jackie Matthews just switching with Callie Haight during all of that, and we're just keeping an eye out as we're going through Lakeside now. An all incident in the background there. Can't see who that is. Potentially 2 cars involved. I'm not sure who was involved. It looks like Hahn and Francis. So keeping an eye on them right now, going around the hairpin is Bianca Constantinou leading Nina Hahn and Sarah Dove. These 3 forming a small pack right now. The 57, the 21, and the 177 heading through Britons right now. So we turn 7, 8, and 9. Trying to stay out of trouble here. They're keeping themselves as a small little group at the front here. And they're going to train each other going down Hilltop and in the Hislops. Coming through turn 10 here and through turn 11. And it's so far so good for these drivers. Really good stuff. Of course, 20-minute race here in Heat 1. So there's still plenty of time for legacies to be made here. We'll look at a replay right now. This looks like the incident earlier. Chi Kuba. And looks like incident involving round the hairpin there, multi-car collision. Chi Kuba getting turned. Looks like Chi having to recover, but doesn't look like it's that bad of damage right now. We're on board with Brew de Silva and P7, currently battling away with, I believe, that is going to be Victoria Mello in that white GR86. Keep an eye out there, but it looks like that battle has invited Jackie Matthews into it. Yes, that's Jackie Matthews, of course, in the number 67, currently in 9th place, trying to gain some more here. Also, you've got the 77 behind. So you've got these nice little packs forming of drivers going around turn 3 through Cascades. It looks like side-by-side action a bit further up the field as well. Looks like it really has been just not necessarily a procession, but a battle. That's the 72 there. Because 72 is going to be Olivia Hayward. I sit there and I turn around and I say she is an incredibly fast driver. 72, of course, Prismatic Motorsports driver. Absolutely fantastic talent. Can't fault her for her success. Currently in P5 though, but he's under pressure from Tiffany Toledano. And oh wow, that was, looks like she caught the grass there. I hope that was the grass and not the tyre barrels. She certainly hasn't slowed down, so I assume she just caught the grass and the car just went with it. But so far, so good right now. Drivers staying mostly out of trouble. That's the 72 currently trying to do what it can. Tiffany Toledano currently sitting P6. These guys are separated by absolutely nothing. Really is that close. Just have to see what happens here. And it looks like Olivia Hayward's trying to continue to back on Mariana Bale. And we'll go back to Jane Astra. This is P16 against Maren Edwards in P15. So the two Canadians trying to go up against each other. So far, though, just keeping it sensible. Not going to risk the farm for absolutely any fight here. Really is a long-term battle here. You've got to think about it. It's still 16 minutes left of this race. You can't win it in turn 1. And it really seems like these two are just focusing on taking their advantages. Jane Astra probably looking to try and take advantage here, but not able to take advantage going through Old Hall Corner. Winter Cup really is going to be something interesting if this is the kind of quality of driving we're going to see. Olivia Hayward now trying to get back on Mariana Bale. Mariana Bale looks like potentially a move coming here for the hairpin. Doesn't happen, though Olivia Hayward got an incredible run there through the hairpin. And now the question is what can be done through Hislops? Does look like Sarah Dove is still there, so it's not completely out of the realm of impossibility that these three could potentially battle for the podium here. I know they're in their own group, but this certainly is not too far away. There's always a chance with these drivers battling. Olivia Hayward, though, is trying to find some pace, just can't. A very wide line there, Mariana Bale. Look at a replay now. This is Jackie Matthews, the 67. Keep an eye on what's going on here. Trying to go through Hislops. Catches the curb, rides the curb, 2 wheels, and just ends up in trouble. What else can you say? That's one of the big things you don't want to do. You can ride the curbs here at Oulton Park, but sometimes riding them probably isn't the best way because you turn from a car into an airplane. Callie Haight, though, is battling, of course. Is battling P8 at this moment and currently has it. Good move there around the final turn for the British driver. Of course, we're just looking to see what Callie Haight can do. As we've seen her success before. Victoria Mello, though, is not wanting to let this one go. She had a much cleaner line coming out of that track, coming out of that corner, coming out of turn 1, going through the avenue as we go through Cascades. It does look like after a moment where you kind of had a question about the traction of Callie Haight, doesn't look like it's that much of a problem. It looks like Olivia Hayward's now under pressure from Tiffany Toledano, going around the hairpin, the Shell Oil's corner, and I tell you what, these three are going to keep battling away. It really is going to be a tough one, with Bruda Silva now breathing down the neck of Tiffany Toledano. The number 13 and the number 36, it really is, you have to pick your battles here. Because if Tiffany Toledano doesn't make a move on Olivia Hayward, suddenly she's got Bruda Silva breathing down her neck. This is the interest of this kind of racing, and especially in this close racing. Really good stuff, though, and really good driving between everyone. Of course, Mariah Late, currently at the moment in P13, under pressure. Late braking there from Mariah. And a loss of traction there. I think that was Micah Blow losing it round there. And she did, yes. Yes, Micah Blow, unfortunately, in the 33, losing it, not losing out by much, but has lost ground on those drivers in front of her that she was in a battle for. Toledano is still trying to catch back up to Olivia Hayward. Just watching to see what Tiffany can do. Rue, though, is no longer as close. So this will help Tiffany, because if Tiffany can keep out of trouble, it could be something great. And oh, that looks like it's Garnet Adams from the back of the grid. The 22 really has been incredible work there. Victoria Mello now on board. That back rear end camera, what a camera angle. You can't say any more than that. Currently going through turn 3 through Cascade. It's trying to keep that gap close so she can take another advantage back. Yeah, I'm talking Garnet Adams has really been something special. He's starting from the back of the grid, not setting a lap. She's worked her way through. Part of it through issues, part of it through just plain skill. She's just done what she's needed to do. She's currently in the top 10, currently P9. A good start here for Garnet Adams so far. As we're going through his locks now, we're going to go take that sudden left, brake suddenly into the right, back into a kick to the left as we head through Hilltop. 55 though really needs something here, is on the verge of the top 10, is in the top 10, but only just. Jana Schiefer is still out there, though there is a gap. So it's not out the realm of impossibility that Jana can still try and make something of this, but you're Victoria, you want to keep with the pack ahead, especially with Garnet Adams. Tiffany though, that gap is starting to spread out quite a bit. Look at it right now, that gap really is starting to stretch between Olivia Hayward, Toledano and De Silva. But it does look like De Silva's going to try and start reeling in again. It's a bit of an accordion style of movement between all of the drivers right now as they go past the line once again. We're nearly at the 10-minute mark of this race. Really good driving so far, high quality driving standards so far, really good stuff. Rue De Silva really pushing here, and it looks like ahead an open door suddenly closed by Olivia Hayward on Toledano. And oh, Hayward's gone wide. She's going to have to give up the space, and she does. She's also lost traction because of that. She's lost out to Toledano. She's going to lose out to De Silva as well. That's a slowdown. So yeah, Olivia Hayward going wide and got the slowdown there. Massive loss there for Olivia, but Olivia's now got a chance. She's at the back of this train. She's not under pressure. Suddenly everyone else in front of her is. Especially with her Olivia Hayward breathing down the necks, especially of Rue De Silva more specifically. Just on board, look at that, just keeping it close. If you're sitting there and you see a car that close in the background and keeping it so close, you have to be immaculate. Really have to be on it, otherwise you are going to make a mistake. And you really can't make that here. Still following as they go through Clay Hill underneath the bridge. This is allowing Toledano to get away. Really is. Okay, it looks like though it's a battle, of course, heading up towards the top of the grid. This has been a battle we've been waiting for right here. Bianca Constantinou now under pressure, nearly a 10th. Only a 10th between her and Nina Hahn. Nina doing absolutely everything she can going around turn 1. Trying to look for a better line. Heading into turn 2, looking through Denton's. Going back to Jackie Matthews. And looks like possibly an issue. Not sure. Maren Edwards in P17 is going to be overtaken by Micah Plug. By the looks of it, heading into the final corner. And it looks like the battle at the front is still raging. Bianca Constantinou and Nina Hahn. Get back to them in a moment. As they head through the hairpin right now, this is the Shell Oil's corner, just keeping it close. Nina Hahn is really sitting there and he's waiting for blood. Will the experience of Nina Hahn face up against the absolute strength of Bianca Constantinou? Of course, on board as well. Olivia Hayward in the picture-in-picture at the moment. This is, of course, the battle for a bit further back between the P6 at the moment. Olivia Hayward currently trying to do something efficient here for the 72, trying to recover some of those lost positions. Keep an eye out, of course, Nina Hahn. This is not too far down the road, this gathering of drivers. We'll go back to the main view here, and all looks like Bianca Constantinou is now going to be under pressure. Nina Hahn trying to find a space, keeps the door closed. Gap is still about 2/10. Heading in towards Lodge Corner, and he's going to try and make a move. Nina Hahn doesn't do that. Of course, brilliant move there from Bianca Constantinou, just keeping things tight, and that has allowed for Nina to have to back out. She really went a bit aggressive there, the German. Doesn't really get the rewards there, and now has to build that back. Nearly 6 minutes left of this race. Heat 1 so far been an exciting one in multiple points of the grid. Constantinou, Nina Hahn really developing over the last couple of minutes. Sarah Dove, though, it's a bit out there, does look pretty consistent for P3. You can't rule out Mariana Bale getting involved. Nina Hahn trying to find a gap, cannot. Heading in towards the hairpin. Oh, going to go side by side around the hairpin. It is Shellall's corner right now. Nina Hahn is going to try and find something here. Can't. Bianca Constantinou still in front. Keeping it all together. Micah Plug in P14. Still running at the moment behind Jane Astra. You can also see Jana Schief, that's Eliza Seville in P12 there. These two are going to try and make something of this. Micah has had to slowly reel in these cars after that mistake earlier. Around, of course, Hislops. And we're just waiting to see what can be done between these drivers. Really top stuff here. Of course, coming up towards 15 of 20 minutes. We're going to look at a replay now, though. This, of course, was Maren Edwards, the Canadian 587. And just, ooh. Wow. What? Jeez, that was insane. I mean, you weren't going to save that. If you'd saved that, it would have been a miracle. Just caught out there by an incident that completely didn't involve her. That is the sad nature of racing sometimes. Sometimes you're just plain unlucky. Back on board, of course, with Micah Plug, the Dutch driver in P14. Keeping an eye on what she can do here. As Micah has... Looks like at the moment, though, Sarah Dove has closed up. I said a little bit earlier that Sarah wasn't really in. It seemed like she was really going to be able to pull back in, but it seems like the battling between Hahn and Sarah Dove going round there because Nina Hahn has made a mistake around the hairpin. Sarah Dove P2. Wow, sometimes commentators' curse really comes back to bite you, but Nina Hahn is going to still try and find something here. Right on the back of the UST machine. And it looks like they're side by side again, and looks like possibly a slowdown? Let her back through. Yeah, that was Sarah Dove with a slowdown, and it meant that Nina Hahn has had to come through. Now, right now, Sarah's going to have to try and rebuild that again, but that was a good set of moves there from Sarah. Just needs to keep it between the white lines here. But it is not over, but this has helped Bianca Constantinou majorly. Of course, P13 right now, Jane Astra going wide. Keeping a hold of that. Really biting on the corner there, coming out of Britain's. Really, really, really good stuff here so far. It's just keeping the cars together. The Astra Racing driver, of course, in the number 26. Still trying to find something here against Eliza Seville. And, of course, with Micah Plug now being involved. This gap, 3 temps now. What can Micah do? Coming around Druitt. Try and go side by side. Possibly into the last corner. Who's going to make the move first? Who's going to brake first? And it looks like... Oh, Micah not getting a bad run out there, so could potentially have an advantage going into turn 1. You know, side potentially going to try and draft. Does look like Astra has managed to hold on, but Micah's going to try and go for the inside line. And does. And whoa, what a move! Because she's just taken advantage of the fact that she gave very little, a decent amount of space, but kept a hold of everyone, just kept a hold of all the carnage there. Just really allowed herself to just say, right, I'm going to lean on you. Are you going to stick with me, or are you going to end up off the track? Keeps control there, and Garnet Adams there, just really trying to reel in. This is, of course, Kelly Haight right now. Pardon me. Keep calling her the wrong name. She's going to get annoyed with me. She knows where I live, unfortunately. Kelly Haight right now at the moment, P8. But is under pressure from the Prismatic Motorsports driver, Garnet Adams. Not an official livery, that one, but still got one of the best logos in sim racing on the back of the car. And I certainly am not biased by saying that. Does look like Garnet right now as they head through Druid's Corner, heading in towards the Warwick Bridge though. The R86 just trying to catch that gap up. I mean, she's slowly pulling in drivers ahead of her. She's now down to 3 tenths. Does look like Garnet has just found another level of pace. I mean, it really has been something else. She really has run incredibly well in this Toyota. And it's the last lap right now. Heat 1, of course. Bianca Constantinou still in the lead, but Nina Hahn is within 8 tenths. So that race is still not over. This could get really, really spicy here in round 1 of the Winter Cup. And we're just keeping an eye on the picture-in-picture. Of course, they're going through the hairpin. It does look like Bianca Constantinou has the advantage. Keep an eye on that one, but Garnet Adams is currently who we're on board with in the main view. Garnet Adams going to try to make a move. Kelly Haight getting caught out there and heading into the hairpin. They get closer. Closer and closer and closer. Garnet's got an incredible run. They're almost bump drafting off one another. Garnet is doing absolutely everything she can to put Kelly under so much pressure. Late braking there from Kelly. Swinging that car around, but it's going to get better traction coming out this corner. Kelly's going to block the way. This is incredible racing. But it looks like Garnet's going to say, no, you can try and run me out of space, but I'm still here. And is going to make the move. What a move. Garnet Adams with an incredible move going into his laps. What a brilliant move. This, of course, still has a chance right now for Kelly to get back. But what a move here. And it does, like, as the race is coming towards an end, Bianca Constantinou is going to potentially end up winning this race. It looks like it's consistent. Oh, almost losing it. Keep it calm, superstar. You're absolutely fine. You're just about to win round 1. And she does. That's Bianca Constantinou who wins. Nina Hahn second. Sarah Dove in P3. Mariana Bale in P4. Tiffany Toledano P5, and it's still going between there. Of course, Brittany Silver and Olivia Hayward still going. Looks like Callie's going to try and get over the line, and she can't. Garnet Adams' move in his laps, making the difference there. But in that battle, Victoria Mello finishes P10. Jana Schiefer finishes P11. Eliza Seville looks like she's going to come home in P12. We're just waiting for this one here. Of course, it's Michael Plug coming around for P13. Yeah, Mello, Schaefer, Seville, and Plug. But that was a close one. Looks like a blink there. Jackie Matthews, and of course, in P15 with Jane Astra in P14. That was an interesting battle as the race went on. Mariah Lake currently in P17. It looks like Chi Cooper will finish P16. Good result there, of course, for the streamer. Mariah Lake is going to end up over the line. Going to finish P17. And Kimberly Freebird looks like she's going to be the last of the finishers here in P18. Jenna Hahn, Maren Edwards, Annalise Riot, and Taylor Francis will complete the rest of the grid. That's it. Freeburn here, crossing the line. And that is your race, your round 1, heat 1 here at Oulton Park. And it was a pretty good one, to say the least. Really strong stuff, really strong performance here from a bunch of drivers all over the grid. And we'll look at the results now. The official results here, Bianca Constantinou will win the first race. Nina Hahn will finish second. Sarah Dove and Mariana Bale will finish 3 and 4. Tiffany Toledano will finish P5. Bruda Silva P6. Olivia Hayward in P7, followed up by Garnet Adams, teammate, P8. Of course, Callie Height, P9. Victoria Mello, P10. Jana Schiefer, P11. Eliza Seville, P12. Micah Plug in P13. Jane Astro in P14. Jackie Matthews in P15. Shikuba P16. Mariah Late in P17. Kimberly Freeburn in P18. Jenna Horn in P19. Marin Edwards in P20. Annalise Edwards will finish. Annalise Riot, will finish P21. I believe not the end of the rostrum. Looks like it is, but I believe Taylor is also included there. Well, we'll have a look and start getting some stuff together. We'll obviously try and get some interviews with some of those involved in the racing. Really has been great. We'll start with Nina. Okay, we'll start with Bianca as the race winner. Bianca, how can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
How did that feel?
Intense having Nina behind me the whole race.
Rapid, yeah.
My head hurts really bad. It's been hurting all day, and the fact I even got to win this is enough of a consolation prize for me. But
100%. I mean, considering what Nina has accomplished in her own career, getting to drive a real life ERA car around Zolder, and it must feel absolutely fantastic at the age that you are. It must feel fantastic to really just have an incredible race and beat out some incredible talent.
It does. I mean, the goal remains the same, despite my mother's wishes against it, pretty much, is to become a real life racing driver at some point, and to some extent. But just, hanging out with these really fast people is, it's something. And especially at a track and a car that I'm not very comfortable with, that I'm not very familiar with. If I can just take away this from the race, the feature is going to be fun because, obviously back of the field. So defended from Nina, now it's gonna, I'm just looking forward to trying to pass her.
No, of course, I was going to actually ask that question. You did incredibly well qualifying from the front, but how do you feel starting from the back will be?
Fun. That's, again, this is not, I keep comparing, making parallels in my head to Laguna Seca in the MX-5. This is not that kind of track. You can't just make those passes. So it's really going to be who's the most efficient in traffic, because when you're lapping 2-3 seconds, Nina and I, when we're lapping like 2-3 seconds ahead of some of the girls in the back, it's really all about efficiency through traffic. I feel like that's what's going to decide the race. And if one of us gets stuck behind traffic for a little too long, then that's going to decide everything. But it's just going to be trying to have fun with it, really.
Of course. Well, Bianca, we hope maybe we'll see you back in the booth. But congratulations on the Heat 1 win. Best of luck for Heat 2.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, we'll move to Sarah Dove next, who finished P3. Sarah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. So, I mean, you had opportunities there, but I mean, P3 is a pretty good, solid position to finish.
Yeah, I'm happy with P3. It took a lot to keep up with Bianca and Nina. They were really fast, and I just kind of got my head down and kind of got in the zone a little bit. I did a lap that was 1 second faster than my time tack, and then immediately crashed into the tire barrier. So that was my fight for second all over.
Well, of course, I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but how do you feel potentially going through the field, being ahead of those two drivers in the next heat?
It's going to be tricky because it's a really narrow track. I'm definitely not going to make any moves that will take people out, so hopefully I can get through before they do.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us, Sarah. Hopefully we might see you back in the booth once again. Good P3 finish and best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Go to Nina. Nina Hahn, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hello. Well, how did that battle feel?
Well, that was exciting. Yeah, felt awesome. Bianca.
I mean, it's incredible to see, you battling up against Bia. I mean, how did it feel, knowing that she's capable of such a thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's also like with a certain pace, there comes a certain trust that the person in front can keep their lines and everything. So you can really go for like tighter spaces and really send it into like some braking zones and trying a bunch of different stuff, which is going to be interesting next race with the reverse grid because I don't quite know with some of the drivers how they keep their line.
Well, I mean, it will be interesting to see how it all goes. I mean, that's going to be a big pressure. How do you feel you're going to handle with dispersing and getting through the field?
Well, I hope it will be fine because I will really try to just go for like safe overtakes, really just making position after position. Don't try too much at once, and just see where we end up.
Of course. Well, Nina, it's been wonderful again. Hopefully, we see you in the booth again. I mean, on that pace, I wouldn't be surprised. But best of luck for the next round, and yeah, fingers crossed.
Thanks. Hope to seeing you soon.
And that is your top three, of course. We started off with Bianca Constantinou, who won the race there. P3, Sarah Dove, and P2, Nina Hahn, rounding up the interviews there. As we get prepared, of course, for the next heat. And of course, it's going to be reverse. So make sure that this is going to be ever more exciting. While I have the opportunity, though, I might want to mention a little deal that is going on, of course, with Screen to Speed, specifically within esports and Next Level Racing. Specifically, Next Level Racing's gear. You can get some special deals here, including a 10% off discount when using the code Screen to Speed. That is specifically, S2S. So if you want to get 10% off some incredible stuff from Next Level Racing, you can get a discount by using the code S2S at checkout, 10% off. Waiting for the end of the warm-up right now, of course, looking at the Cheshire skies. I don't think Cheshire will be looking much like this at the moment, considering the time of day it is. This race happening much earlier in the day here on the sim compared to what it would be a very pitch black and cold night here. But Oulton Park really is something special. Of course, this circuit has been around for so long. It's been one of the hubs of some of British sports major racing. Of course, part of the MSV group, owned by by the father of Jonian Palmer. Name is completely escaping me. I knew who it is. It's just my brain absolutely escaping me right now. But this track, of course, it's just something special because it is really a challenge of so many different things. It is the sudden corners, fast corners, inclines, declines, hairpins. It really does bring everyone's skill levels into a position, and you can't just be good at one kind of corner here. You have to be strong in every single one. That is the important thing of this race, and this is what's going to become create a good factor here for the next coming round, for the next heat. Sorry, pardon me. Currently seeing the hairpin here. Fingers crossed, and nothing. Everything is just strong racing so far. But the battle of overtakes really is going to be something important in this coming race. Of course, we'll mention this if you're in the YouTube chat or in the Twitch chat. I can see what you're writing. So if you are supporting someone, make sure you say who you're supporting and show how much you're looking forward to seeing them do and what you think they'll do in the next race. And if you haven't done so, make sure you can also take part in Screen to Speed in a bunch of other events. Of course, this is not the only Screen to Speed event of the weekend. iRacing is only part of the subject. Of course, we've got Gran Turismo 7 tomorrow night. Exact same cars, exact same track, live around the same time here on Sunday. I'll be commentating once again. So make sure you join us live for that here on YouTube and on Twitch. Of course, the account names in esports. So we're looking for the grid now. Complete reverse grid. Taylor Francis will lead the way with Annalise Riot P2. Marin Edwards will be P3. Jenna Hahn P4. Kimberly Freeburn P5 with Mariah Late P6 forming up the third row. Chikuba and Jackie Matthews in row 4. Jane Astra and Michael Plug in row 5. Eliza Seville and Jana Schäfer in P11 and P12. Move to the next section. Victoria Mello P13, Callie Height P14. Garnet Adams P15 with Olivia Hayward in P16. Rue De Silva P17 and Tiffany Toledano P18. P19 will be Mariana Bale. P20, Sarah Dove finished third in the last race, followed up by the top two of Nina Hahn and Bianca Constantin. And the race is go right now, and it looks like things are keeping sensible here, but this is where you're going to start to see some of the bunching up as some of the drivers who probably aren't as fast as one another start to get involved. And looks like a lot of smoke in the background. Not sure what's happened there. Annalise Riot's had a problem. So from early on, one of the leaders of this race has already had problems, and it looks like she's going slowly there, trying to see what's happened, but probably will grab a replay of that at some point. But right now it's a battle, a freeway battle between what looks like... So I'm just trying to fight because there's so much chaos. There's everywhere. Looks like off tracks everywhere. Everyone trying to pass. There's Michael Plug on Jenna Hahn right now. Jenna Hahn is currently in P8 at the moment as they go through the chicanes. What else can you say right now? Taylor Francis is still leading the way, but oh boy, Jana Schäfer is currently trying to find some space. They're two-sided. That's Callie. I think that's Callie Height there, turning left and right, but somehow managed to get pushed around the right way. Oh boy, this is getting crazy. But also, in all of this, who did we say would have to have a good run? Nina Hahn, Bianca Constantinou. Currently 13, currently 14. Already made up a bunch of positions on that one. Okay, slow down for Taylor Francis. She's dropping back down the field. Started on pole. Now going to go free wide. Oh boy, this is going to be something. Nina Hahn and Bianca Constantinou going around Druid's corner. Unbelievable stuff. Jane Astra is now trying to make the most of whatever's going on here with some punch to Brutus Silva, I believe. No, that's Chikuba, pardon. Chikuba is currently under pressure. Looks like Jackie Matthews as well. It does look like Astra, Jane Astra is currently ahead. Oh, it looks like Michael Plug is trying to make something here. Chikuba's just holding on. Replay of the restart though. We're looking at the start here. This is Annalise Riot. Annalise takes the grass, bumps into Taylor, and just starts spinning on the pit lane exit. Oh, gutting. But that's what I said. It might be one of the wider corners in racing, but it doesn't feel like it, especially when you've got two cars going down. And you look right now, it's Jane Astra at P2. Brilliant stuff there. Currently just past Marin Edwards. She's going to want to try and break into Mariah Late here, who's doing a good job leading the way at this moment. But Jane Astra is running very well. That gap now down to just under 2 tenths. No, just under 2 seconds. Marin Edwards, though, is still trying to keep it close. It looks like there's been an issue further back. It looks like Garnet Adams has had an issue. Try and figure out what's happened there. Brutus Silva, the same. Potentially a collision there, maybe? Unsure. Brutus Silva there. Slowdowns. A lot of slowdowns, I've been told, over the commentary. And, I mean, what else can you say? Big gutting there for Garnet Adams. She had a good opportunity to get into this race, but really has had a bit of a kick in the teeth there on board with Victoria Mello, who's... Oh, they're going side by side. Victoria Mello against Nina Hahn, but Nina Hahn is going to try and cut back. Of course, she has to. She has to put gaps between Bianca Constantinou and her, and she does, going around the final corner through Lodge Corner. But it's not over yet. They're still side by side. The 21 is still side by side with the 55. They're still going into it. Turn 1, they're not going to back out. Oh, shake there, but manages to recover. Nina Hahn has to go wide and makes it clear, but that has invited Bianca Constantinou to come in through as well. Good defense there from Victoria Mello. Unfortunate that it was too much of a small enough gap to not make the most of it. I mean, it really is tight margins at the moment here around Oulton Park, and this is incredible racing. This is the chaos of reverse grid racing as well. And it looks like Callie Height is currently going P10. They're keeping it close here, heading into the hairpin, Shell Oil's corner. Bianca Constantinou, though, and Nina Hahn is still trying. They're still trying to find something here. Still trying to find something. Bianca Constantinou wanting a chance to get a win here once again. But Nina Hahn is still running. Michael Plug is ahead, though. There are still plenty of cars between them. And I will say the cars that are already here are still running. I mean, how good are these two? How good are these two? What else can you say about the quality of racing we're seeing from Nina Hahn and Bianca Constantinou? I mean, like I said, Nina Hahn has done it before. She's raced it, she's ran test sessions with the RA after she was part of that program, Racing Pride. Of course, Zolder. Real life cars, but it's incredibly fast in sim. Bianca Constantinou, though, is so young. She's a teenager, and yet she's still running in incredible pace as the cars ahead, potentially inviting these two back in because they're currently battling in a pack of 4. I mean, Jackie Matthews right now. Marin, it looks like, oh, that was a bump there, but keeping it in one piece here. Chi Kuba there. They're still bumping coming around Denton. Now into Cascades. And Chi Kuba's through. Is now going to be under pressure here from Jackie Matthews. Didn't have a great run there, but kept it on the tarmac. Looks like Jackie's going to have a chance. 67 is going to try and see what they can do. Oh, wide! Chi Kuba's wide, going through the corner, and has to take evasive action, and this has cost Chi Kuba majorly. Unfortunate mistake there, and the suspension there definitely taking a bit of a clattering. Chi Kuba now into 9th. Toledano hasn't had the success that she would have hoped. She's currently in P15, but is still trying to see what she can do. Toledano, though, is in a battle right now between Mariana Bale, Jenna Hahn, and Garnet Adams. Garnet's on a warpath to return. And this is, of course, Bianca Constantinou against Michael Plug. Oh, that was close. That was close. Good driving, though, from the 33 there to just not tip last heat's winner, the 57. Still going through Druid's Corner, heading up towards Warwick Bridge. Right now, advantage very much is Nina Hahn versus Constantinou. This battle here could be a conflict here, because currently at this moment, Nina Hahn is trying to make a move, does actually manage to get around there, managed to get around Marin Edwards, is now trying to chase down Jackie Matthews. Of course, it's Bianca Constantinou once again. Currently up into P5 though, but this is going to be who breaks later. And right now, Bianca Constantinou's got the optimal line going through there, going through Old Hall Corner. Really top stuff. Nina Hahn though, P4. Olympus Esports right now is just trying to make the move, and does. It looks like Jackie Matthews has got nothing to answer there. And Nina Hahn is up into the top 3. Bianca Constantinou can absolutely end up there, and now, if you're Jane Astra, now's the time. Have to get past Mariah late to have a chance of winning this race, because the pace of Constantinou and Hahn is just that much better right now. They are flying, and if you want a chance to win at this race, you have to give yourself enough of a gap for the rest of this race because we're not even halfway through. This is Constantinu on Matthews. These two have raced a bunch of times before. Constantinu potentially going to make a move into his lops. And I think does. What a move. Constantinu. It looks like a bit of a tap there, but just enough to survive. But what a move there. What a move from the number 57. Losing time, yeah, looking like losing time to Nina at the moment at 1.3, nearly about 1 second though, but considering how Bianca can start to get back into a group again, it's not out of the realm of impossibility. Nina Hahn, though, has the advantage. It's a battle here for Michael Plug, and it looks like Michael Plug is under pressure. That's Callie Haight in the background. I think that's Maren Edwards. Yes, that is Maren Edwards. 587, these three are battling. It looks like it couldn't get past Maren, and now Callie Haight is going to try and get involved. Callie can't. This is going through Oulton corner. Callie right there, 66. Is going to try and make a move, but this is also invited. That bright red car, that bright blood orange car of Sarah Dove. So currently right now, strong stuff here. And switch back there from Callie as we move on to Nina. Nina's now up to P2. Jane Astra suffering now. Didn't make the move when she needed to. Now has suffered at the hands of Nina's pace. Bianca Constantinu has a chance. But Astra is still going to try and do something here. Astra's had a strong race. A massive difference race. Oh, wow. Bianca Constantinu, they're going to make it 3 wide. Coming through his lops. This is going to end in disaster. Surely this is going to end in disaster. How is it not? How has it not ended in disaster? Jane Astra is still P2. Bianca Constantinu is under pressure, but gets a really poor exit out there. Bianca's going to try and find something here. Nina Hahn has lost big time though in all of this. She has dropped back behind by Constantinu. This really is finite racing right now. This is seconds, inches, just tenths, hundredths, whatever you want to name it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff here. How many times have I already mentioned it? This person's a teenager. Bianca Constantinu is a teenager, and she's mapping incredibly. Absolute superstar right now, and is currently going to try and take P2, and going to put a car between her and Nina. But Nina's going to stay behind Constantinu. She doesn't want to give this one up, and Astra's lost it. Astra has to come back on the track safely. Has lost out to Jackie Matthews in this. Jane just has to rebuild. Canadian still needs something there. She's drifting though, so she's struggling. Sarah Dove is now in a good position, now recovering. She hasn't had the run that her compatriots on the podium last heat have had, but she is still making ground. Tiffany Toledano has made some ground and is starting to make her way up. She's now putting like a plug under pressure. Coming around the Shell Oils corner, the hairpin. See here's the battle here involving Garnet Adams, Eliza Seville, Bruder Silva, and Annalise Riot in that Battenberg coloured car. Seville just trying to find something here. Garnet is still trying to recover. Garnet started off well, fell back, and then went back up again. And looks like they touched. Bianca to first. Nina Hahn is in second. But that push there could have compromised Nina quite a bit. But it looks like Jackie Matthews is going to try and give it some go here in P4. It looks like Jackie's probably going to take this going into Druid's corner. Probably. She's going to have the inside line. Jackie does, but it's not over. The 39 is still going to try and stay there. Mariah is still doing incredibly well, considering. Really good stuff here, but it does look like Jackie Matthews has managed to hold on. So a chance here for Jackie Matthews. Yeah, 2 second gap already though, so really good stuff. I mean, what else can you say? Yeah, from last to first. Bianca Constantinu, Nina Hahn. These two are absolutely incredible. some of the most top-tier driving you're going to see in Toyota GR86s and on iRacing. Genuinely incredible runs. Callie Height, though, made a really good run back, but is under pressure now from looks like that's I think that's Jane Astra. Those two are battling away, and Nina Hahn is going to try and go around the outside of the hairpin. Isn't going to get the advantage there, but it's still very close. They're bumper to bump, they're rear bumper to front bumper, and it looks like heading into Britain's. Nina's going to try and make a move. Can't. They get pushed out, and she does. She does. Nina Hahn has made the move to turn that back. Unreal. Unreal. And this has invited Jackie Matthews back into it, who has had an incredible race in her own right and has managed to keep it alongside the leaders. This battle here has kept these two in absolute fine form. Seeing a lot of comments in the chat. Nina's smurfing on everyone. I don't think she's smurfing on everyone. I think Bianca Constantinou is doing absolutely everything to prove that one wrong. But oh my god, Nina Hahn. Incredible stuff between her and Constantinou. This is Tiffany Toledano now, P9. And oh, they touch, going around Druid's corner. I think that's 587. That is, oh no, it's Marin Edwards. Marin Edwards has had a really good race so far, and just that touch there late on, that's an unfortunate compromise there. But this battle here between Callie Height and Jane Astra. Astra trying to find something. Looks like Height is going to have the run going into the first corner, going to Old Hall corner, looking further forward. This is Sarah Dove against Mariah Late. Late is doing absolutely fantastic considering she started towards the front of this race. She's managed to maintain position, but it is under pressure from the UST driver. And it really is something else. We've got only 5 minutes left of this race. I don't want it to end. I know my voice probably does, but I swear, I don't want this race to end. It really has been that good. Probably one of the best races I've seen in Screen to Speed. Really top driving. And that's Sarah Dove up at P4. Podium chance once again for Sarah Dove. But Jackie Matthews is going to try and make that not a possibility. Has to hold out a few more laps. Battle here for P10. Mariana Bale. Chi Kuba. Tell you what, considering how far Chi has come as a driver, some of these just keeping it so close, tight knit. Some of the really good skills that she has put in. Genuinely, really top stuff. But it does look like she's had to compromise. She's pulled back. She's now reeled in Victoria Mano, Gala Adams, and Prue De Silva as they head through Hislops. Really good stuff. Play Hill now, and of course this is the battle for the lead. Bianca Constantinou won in Heat 1. Nina Hahn finished second. These two have come from the back of the grid. Bianca Constantinou going to try and go around the outside. Here at Lodge corner. Doesn't make the move. Doesn't have the traction. But a good run there from Bianca. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. But you have to be defensive here. Nina Hahn going to try and take the inside. He's going to select the inside line here. Bianca doesn't have the run. He's going to have a great run coming out of this corner as they head through Denton. He's going to block. Nina, 27, inside. Denton's heading into Cascades. Nina, hold. What a defense. Brilliant stuff there from Nina Hahn, the German. Bianca Constantinou is going to run. Bianca Constantinou, P2. Ooh. Keeping it close. Going to try and make the inside around here. And, oh, they touch. I think they touched during that, but holds on. I think Bianca Constantinou might have done it. No, Bianca just can't make it happen. Going around Britain's. Just could not make this happen. Nina Hahn is giving a masterclass to the young star, saying, I know what I'm doing, and you ain't going to stop me. Constantinou trying to make a move here, going around Hislops. And it's going to be on the inside. 57 against 21. Really is top stuff, and they're side by side once again. Bumping. Yeah, Constantinou is through. But it isn't over. Nina Hahn is going to try and go for the inside. coming here around Druid's Corner. Druid's Corner, and they touch once again. They are bumping, and it looks like Nina Hahn has to back out, but this has invited Jackie Matthews back in. Jackie Matthews has taken P2, but they're side by side heading in towards Lodge Corner, and it looks like Nina Hahn has unfortunately been caught up. This is nightmare stuff here from Nina Hahn, from leading the race to P4 in the space of about 4 corners. Unbelievable. White flag lap, this is the last lap. Bianca Constantinou has just pulled off an incredible move and has probably confirmed herself another race win. Of course, we don't know. There are still 17 more corners to go. Cascade. Keep an eye on Jackie Matthews here. She's going to come under pressure from Sarah Dove. Nina Hahn is going wide, going to try and find and see what she can do. We will keep an eye on Nina Hahn here. There's still a shot at podium. Matthews, though, running well. Dove running well. Nina Hahn going to look for an opportunity. He's going to go wide. And oh, no! That was a dive! Too much of a dive there from Nina Hahn. Taking out Sarah Dove. I can imagine that she's going to give the position back to Sarah. Oh, that was risky. That was desperation stuff there from Nina. Desperation stuff. And unfortunately, that has cost Nina. That has cost Nina dearly. Yeah, letting Sarah back through, knowing that that was not the best of moves there, and will tuck behind Sarah Dove. Unfortunate there from Nina, a bit too much to ask, but I tell you what, this race between her and Bianca, absolutely top stuff. Bianca Constantinou though, Jackie Matthews though, in the background, it does look like Bianca is going to potentially walk away with this. Jackie's not going to try and make this easy though. That gap is still somewhat reasonable, especially with a hard-braking corner right here. It does look like Bianca probably has the advantage. Bianca Constantinou is going to come around the Lodge Corner for the final time tonight. Will Bianca Constantinou, and Nina's taken Sarah again, so it's still a podium for Nina Hahn, and it's Bianca Constantinou who wins the Heat 2 as well. Jackie Matthews, what a run, and Nina Hahn will take it over the line by 8/100ths of a second against Sarah Dove. Mariah Late, P5, Callie Height, P6, Tiffany Toledano, P7, Micah Plurk, P8, Mariana Bale in P9, Chi Kuba P10, a great run, Chi Kuba there. Rue De Silva P11, Victoria Mello P13, Alice Riot, great recovery here as we're on board with Garnet Adams. Garnet Adams going to try and take over the line, and they are so close, 2/100ths. What a run there from Garnet Adams, trying to make something happen there on the line. Doesn't happen. Eliza Seville though is going to run into the wall at the end of this race. Better now than later. Look at the results momentarily. Right, okay, we will hold on for now, but we get to talk about some of the runs that have been going on. I mean, what else can you say? Those two races were a show of skill from top of the grid to the bottom. There was great racing all around. Nina Hahn, Bianca Constantinou were the two big names in this, but there were other names. Of course, the incredible battles between them in the round one against Olivia Hayward, Rue De Silva. And yes, we'll get an interview now with our winner, though. We will get Bianca Constantinou hopping in. What we'll do... Bianca, can you hear me?
Yep. Hello.
I'm speechless. What a run. What a race. What an incredible amount of effort. How do you feel about that?
Didn't expect this, actually. This was really fun. I feel like the whole objective was, while it felt almost like a multi-class race, because while battling everyone else, making it through traffic, I had to figure out a way, how do I get past Nina? Because that's going to be the race at the end of the day. And got past her fast. We were going 3 wide. Just did what I had to do, and then we just had an amazing battle. I mean, what a driver, Nina. But oh my god,
That was insane. I mean, some of the moves you made there, I think one of the key ones was a battle that you were having around Hislops, turn 10, 11, and 12, where you managed to dive on the inside in a spot which I didn't think you were actually going to make it through. And you managed to make it through on Nina and just continue battling. And obviously with the move on Nina, which ended up backing her up to P4, I mean, how must that have felt with Nina getting stuck in that trap, getting stuck behind with a gap behind, and it meant that you could just kind of settle yourself down?
Oh yeah, that was honestly the most important part, because one thing I've realized, especially tonight, is I suck at driving when I defend. Earlier race, I set one of my fastest laps. Actually, no, my fastest lap this whole weekend I set while I was in traffic chasing down other cars. It's really good for me, at least, to just have that gap behind and to look forward.
I mean, it's really,
oh my god.
Yeah, it's been insane. I've been talking quite heavily about all the effort that you've put in. Well, listen, Bianca, 2 wins from 2 tonight. How do you feel going into the next round?
Well, I guess confidence is the word, but excited to keep moving forward, because it's probably the first time that everything's kind of aligned and I can just look forward to fighting for a championship, because every other time, I've in any other league, I've just been either busy, couldn't make a round or two, and obviously everything goes away. Here I can make all the rounds and hopefully make everything work.
Well, Bianca,
obviously we're quick, but yeah.
That's all good. Well, listen, Bianca, thank you very much for your interviews here tonight. That's 2 wins from 2, a great start to your season. Is there anyone you want to thank before you go?
My team, Stepping Stone Motorsports, and James Wright for believing in me in late 2022 to get me on board for this amazing organization that I've been a part of. I really would. I'm it's one of those things where it was just plain luck to find the right people, the right team, and I couldn't be happier with these people. And obviously, my mom for hell for letting me live my sim racing dream at this point.
Well, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic to see you. Best of luck for round 2, and we can't wait to see you there.
Thank you.
Right, we'll move on to the next interview, and it'll be Jackie Matthews who finished P2. Jackie, can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Where did that come from?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I had a very bad race 1, and then somehow that happened in race 2.
I mean, it was incredible. Like, some of the moves that you were committing to, the fact you were keeping even Bianca Constantinou and Nina Hahn in such close proximity, who had been flying through much of the field. And then you're keeping yourself involved. I mean, obviously the battling between the two of them probably helped.
Yeah, it was very much a thing of, I knew they were both faster than me, but because every time they would fight, I would get back into like draft range, and then I could pull back closer to them, and there would be enough, like, there'd be like lulls in the fight, and then the fight would start again, and it basically just like perfectly kept me within that, like, just behind them. And initially I was just using it to try and keep me safe from Sarah, who I saw was like coming through the field behind me. And then there was Nina got the bad run out of Druids, and I was just like, well, let's see what happens. Let's go for it.
I mean, honestly, it genuinely has been a fantastic drive to see. I mean, what else can you say other than that? I mean, massive confidence boost. How does that confidence boost really push you for the next round?
Yeah, it feels really good. Like, this is not a car I've really driven before. I think when it first came out, I did like a week 13 race. Other than that, like, this time attack's my first time really like trying the car out. And it's not a style of car I'm particularly confident in, but definitely it's good to see, like, it definitely like makes me feel like, yeah, I could vaguely hang in this car. I can fight a little bit.
Of course. Well, listen, is there absolutely anyone you want to say thank you to while you've got the chance?
I will shout out all of my friends whose telemetry I was looking at for the time attack to teach me how to drive this car better.
I think that's a pretty good group of people to say thank you to. Well, Jackie, it's been a pleasure. Best of luck for next round, and we can't wait to see you there.
Yes, thank you. See you there.
And of course, we'll finish off with Nina Hahn. Nina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wow. I mean, what else can you say? That was an incredible race. I thought at one point you probably had done enough, but how did that feel, especially with the when you got into that kind of group of 4 and you suddenly went from P1 to P4 in only a space of a couple of corners? How must that have felt?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite sure, and I still haven't looked at it, if maybe I was like a little wide or if she was a bit tight. I think it was kind of these like racing incident type of things. But yeah, I lost a lot of speed on the exit and was like, oh, damn. I hope I can still get on the podium. And then I got past Sarah once, but like with pushing her off, I believe, or had an off track. So on the backstrat, I really didn't give it a fight. And then managed to like pass her again in the last corner. And yeah, it was really fun, really exciting, great racing. And yeah.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, of course, outside of that, and then obviously the obviously where you just dived probably a little bit too much into shell corner.
Oh yeah, that it was. Yeah.
Yep. Other than that, later on, I mean, your racing was absolutely incredible. Your racecraft in terms of your defensive work earlier on against Bianca was insane. I mean,
thank you.
Well, I mean, more than anything, I know that obviously, sure, these weren't wins, but they're 2 podiums. They get you a ton of points going into round 2. How does that make you? How are you feeling going into the next round?
Yeah, I mean, great, obviously. I mean, I will end up behind Bianca, right? But that's still like an awesome position to be in. And I'm really happy with my results with this whole event and looking forward to next week.
Well, I think we'll see what you can do in the next race. Is there anyone you want to say thank you to before we go?
Yeah, well, I mean, to my team, Olympus Esports, and like some friends that I know will be watching, you know who I mean. And yeah, thanks to everyone in the commentator booth as well, and everyone who organized this. This is great. Can't wait for next round.
Well, Nina, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we hope to see you again for the next round.
Yeah, see you then.
Of course, that was the interviews of Bianca Constantinou, your winner, Jackie Matthews, P2, and of course, Nina Hahn wrapping up the end of the podium. And that is our racing for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, it's been Screen to Speed Winter Cup, round 1 here at Oulton Park. We will be back next week on iRacing, but if you are interested, there is still more racing this weekend from Screen to Speed Winter Cup. We're back here in these cars on Gran Turismo 7, same time tomorrow night. I'll be live commentating, so make sure you join us on YouTube and on Twitch for that one. Of course, the usual thank yous, of course, to everyone involved, Sophia Romwin and Yvonne Hufelar for all of their organisation. Daniel Costello, of course, who was doing all of the background work here. Incredible stuff here with incredible shots. And of course, I'm your commentator, Jamie Jessica Martin. Hopefully see you tomorrow night, but if not, we'll be back on iRacing next week. Thank you very much, and good night, everyone.